Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back from this live streaming. So today, we're gonna play the Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Philadelphia 76ers.
Philadelphia, home to one of the NBA's most historic teams, the 76ers. Here are the players arriving earlier, ready for action. Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Ryan Anderson here, joined by our analysts, Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, plus reporting from the sidelines, Allie LaForce. Hey, Allie.
Well, you may have noticed that Joel Embiid hits the court a lot. He said, quote, "I've learned it during my rehab from foot injury. The specialist told me to limit the impact on my body. Every time I'm in a situation that'll put extreme stress on my leg, I've got to dive or roll onto the court."
All right, Allie, thanks. Looking at the starting five, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Hernan Gomez and Towns are in the middle. Russell and Beasley are in the backcourt. And it's Okogie in at the small forward position. And for Philadelphia, and the 76ers go big. It's Simmons and Richardson with Harris, Horford, and Embiid.
Go.
So Philadelphia will get the first possession. And here's Simmons. Harris outside. He shoots it. A shot off that time. And Minnesota the other way with it now. Outside Russell. Now here's Harris.
Now here comes Harris.
Outside Simmons. That's tip.
Tip.
And no good.
Yeah, and no good.
It's Beasley on the way. Pass to Towns.
After Towns.
Over Simmons.
Over Simmons. Nothing by Towns.
Towns takes a terrific job to take the hit. Juancho Hernan Gomez is part of a basketball family. His parents were both high-level players in Spain. His siblings both including his older brother, who everyone, of course, knows is really another NBA player.
And slam dunk.
To free him up with a dunk. Well, the timing there couldn't be any better.
The execution was simply flawless. That, ladies and gentlemen, is how you run that play.
Now here's Russell. Pass to Okogie. There's the three. Rebound by Ben Simmons. Drafted by the Nuggets. Showed promise. But last season, he was traded to the Timberwolves. Then he flourished down the stretch with us.
Yeah, BA, this is because he's a very capable shooter from long range. He's still young. He's still got room to grow and improve. And boy, is he eager to show you what he can do.
Here's Russell.
Here's Russell.
Towns on a screen. Free throw line jumper. And it's off the back of the rim. No good. The 76ers have gone 1 of 4 to start. Pass to Embiid. Harris on the wing. Six to shoot.
6 to shoot.
The Sixers with another miss.
Another miss with the 76ers.
They can work it back within that same area.
Russell with the triple points.
Making shots from deep. This is an aspect of the game he's starting to sharpen.
Now here's Simmons.
Here comes Simmons. Here comes Harris.
Here's Embiid.
It's a bead. That's all.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Russell from outside. Joel Embiid with the ball.
Boy, it's really tough for this guy. They're struggling to make shots right now.
Harris on the wing.
Harris on the wing, Lily.
He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
He got Simmons.
Pass to Embiid.
It's on the Embiid.
Just 4 to shoot.
Here's Richardson.
Here's Richardson. 4 from outside.
They go outside.
Pass to Harris.
That's it.
Second chance effort. And the layup is up and in. In so many ways, Harris could beat you. He has the size and skill to score from all 3 levels. And the Timberwolves come with a whole new group out there. I don't think this timeout is just to give the guys a breather. Coach is looking to switch things up.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
Here's Noel. Out to the wing. Pass to Culver.
That's the Culver.
Over Simmons. Ooh, once again, off the mark by Minnesota. 76ers have gone 3 of 9, struggling so far. A minute 29 to play in the first quarter. And that one drops.
Well, that's a nice play. You've got to read the situation and go to your floater game when necessary.
And he lobs it up for the rim.
And there goes. Yeah.
Flawless timing right there, right? The dish, the catch, the clutch, the whole thing is perfect. Left side Simmons.
Left side Simmons.
Here's Embiid. Lays it up and banks it in. Embiid got his second basket of the game. We all know rebounding is about effort. Embiid is showing lots of it. I love how he's unwilling to give up on the play. Here's Reed. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him. Here's Johnson. Here's Slavin. There's the drive. Misses.
This is
Here's Korkmaz. Pass to Simmons. Embiid with it. Drains it. Now he's 3 for 5. I'll tell you, I wouldn't want to be the guy who has to guard Embiid. I mean, you can tie him up, get physical with him, and he still finds a way to score. Here's Noel to the middle. But the little block. Yeah, we're not used to seeing him get bottled up like that. Wow. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. The Sixers on top. They lead by 5. We've got more in store for you right after this. And recently, D'Angelo Russell told us about the off-season work he put in.
Spring, second one, it's the summer. A lot of guys that have made that jump paved the way for us, our older guys. And, the answer that they were giving me was that routine that your body needs, that your mind needs to prepare for each game. And once I started getting that consistent routine and that, then eating a pregame meal, things of that sort, it kind of started to come for me.
Doing what he can do to reach his immense potential.
Yeah, I mean, the talent is there. That's never been in question. But you also have to be reliable and accountable both to yourself and to your team. It sounds like that's become his focus.
If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter to this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Sixers, what do you guys think?
Well, it's simple. When you can dominate the boards at both ends, you can control the second chance touches.
And that's how they controlled the first quarter. I thought they were the much more physical team.
We've got Josh Richardson, Tobias Harris out there with Glenn Robinson. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Horford in at the center position, locking down the middle. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. The Sixers leading.
Well, you think about a guy like Carl Anthony Towns, who from a very young age showed his potential. As a fifth grader, the guy practiced with the high school kids. And when he got to high school, he led St. Joe's to 3 New Jersey state titles.
Rock the baby, working the size advantage inside.
Pass to Towns.
Back to Towns.
Here's Johnson.
Here's Johnson.
Back to Towns. The three is up. Rebound by the 76ers. Of course, you talk about Towns being ahead of his age. He graduated high school early. He took 1 year to wrap up his junior and senior classes.
All-NBA while maintaining a 4.0 three-point average. Not only that, at age 16, the guy joins the Dominican Republic national team for summer exhibitions. You knew this guy would be special.
So it's Minnesota now. The Sixers getting their last shot to go. Here's Towns. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And this to me is important for Carl Anthony Towns. We know he has a terrific perimeter game, but I like to see him take charge on the interior first.
Now here's Burks. Now quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Robinson on the wing. There's the triple. Drops in the three. The Burks on the score just to score.
Terrific pass to his teammate.
The Timberwolves have gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. To the left wing. Towns down low. Horford covering. And a shot by Russell. No good. The 76ers have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. On the wing, Richardson. Back to Harris. The free ball. Carl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. Towns has got 4 rebounds now. Pass to Russell. Beasley outside. Now Robinson. Outside Richardson. Screen by Horford. Richardson against Russell. Some solid defense.
Some solid defense, huh?
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Brian, the Elon ending is a new concept that the NBA has tried out. Down the stretch, you turn off the clock and you play to a target score, much like a pickup game in the park. Chris Paul was the one who actually suggested trying it out in last year's All-Star game, and it was a rousing success. So we'll see how far it goes.
Great idea. Good stuff, Allie. Thank you.
The Philadelphia 76ers need to time out.
You joined Will Chamberlain and Elgin Baylor as the only players who have led their team in points, rebounds, and assists more than once. Talk about what it feels like to be mentioned with those guys.
Wow. Yeah, I really didn't know that. So thank you for telling me. That is rarefied air to be in the same category and mentioned in the same breath as the great Will Chamberlain and Elgin Baylor. I tell you, in 1999, I just felt like I needed to get better, try to help my team become a championship quality team. And to look back on that over 20 years later and to know that from an individual standpoint, I was producing alongside some of the greats that ever played the game.
And it's a completely new group for the 76ers. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Simmons with it. Out left to the wing. Now here's Embiid. Guarded closely. And there's contact and a whistle. So he's got 2 shots coming up. And there's the whistle. Foul on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The first one falls. So he picks up just 1 from the line that time. Minnesota's gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Pass to Colbert. Here's Noel. The 3. He can't hit.
Well, this is what you call a big man shooting big.
To the left side wing. Now here's Embiid. He's closely guarded. Shot clock at 5. Here's Thibault. Deflected.
Oh, deflected. Shot.
Oh, he took free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. It goes on Jared Colbert.
He can be such a physical force. It's so hard to keep Embiid from getting to the free throw line.
The first free throw is good. And Embiid drops them both. Minnesota with the ball. 11-point game. To the wing, right side. Here's Lehman. Well, he hasn't scored yet, but I'm sure that'll change. And he drives in. That one goes. Now he's 1 for 2.
Well, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
That's to Korkmaz. Now Embiid. Embiid drawing the double team. Here's Korkmaz. That 3's off the mark.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Here's Reed. Embiid covers. Here's Noel. Right wing.
Oh, wait.
As he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
Yeah.
That's the 76ers making a change here. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from 3-point land here in the second quarter.
But
That's to Embiid. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent. You want to command the defender's respect.
And so that's the end of the first half. Sixers ahead. They lead by 6. Now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. He's courtside. Hey, Allie.
hey, Alan, go ahead.
I think defensive got good for the good. Offensive, y'all still got to work on a lot of stuff. But this whole I just got to calm down, slow down, and we get comfortable and prove it all how to do it.
With patience, it'll be all good. Thanks, Joel.
All right, good stuff, Allie. And we'll get back to the action at the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. The deepest hole they got themselves into in the opening period was 3 points. Taking a look at the 76ers, Kenny, how'd you feel about it?
When Embiid plays like this, he's the best center in the league. The skills, the physicality, the attitude. He's not just out there to play well. He's looking to intimidate.
And Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunity. Huge time either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter is set to begin in just a few.
Alright, guys. We'll be right back after lunch. Stay tuned. Hi guys, I'm back from lunch break. Let's continue the game.
That first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. When you look at Joel Embiid, he's playing really well right now.
They need him to provide a lot of offense, and that's how he likes it.
And one would expect that the defense made some adjustments at halftime, but he has the ability to answer right back.
Setting the floor for the Timberwolves. Russell and Beasley are in the backcourt. Okogie and Hernan Gomez make up the forward spot. And it's Towns in at the 5. The Sixers leading. Pass to Embiid. Harris outside. Minnesota with a rebound.
And the Minnesota rebound. It's out of the Timberwolves.
And the term Renaissance man, perhaps a little overused, BA. But for Carl Anthony Towns, it's probably appropriate. He was a great student, he taught himself to play the piano, and has had a voice on many social issues.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
On top Horford. Outside Simmons. Pass to Embiid. Out of bounds. It'll be Timberwolves ball. And Towns also active in the community. By all accounts, a very caring person. But some opinions that they think he's too nice. What do you think of that?
I don't have a real issue with that. They say he prefers being positive, but in this league, we know you also have to have a little dog in you as well to excel. I think he has that. He'll continue to get there, I'm sure.
Here's Okogie. Outside Russell. Pass to Okogie. He tries for 3. No luck on that one. And it's Philadelphia the other way. They've led by as many as 11.
This has been a close game in a lot of ways, but they do have an edge on the board.
Now here's Simmons. Knocked away.
Knock away.
And now the T-Wolves on the brink.
T-Wolves on the brink.
Nice shot by Okogie.
When Russell gets his teammates involved, it makes this entire team better, and it'll make him more effective at the point position.
Screen by Embiid. Simmons, pass to Harris. To the inside. Here's Embiid. Misses, and the dry spell continues.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
Russell from outside. Gets the
Yeah,
Russell got his third
we also got the basketball tonight.
D'Angelo Russell taking advantage of what the defense gives him.
Simmons, pass to Harris.
The Simmons.
Embiid with it. Covered by Towns. Oh, it's blocked by Towns.
Oh, it's blocked by Towns.
And sends it back.
Outside Russell. Inside. Shots good by Towns.
Shots goes by Towns.
Brent, there's always a lot of chatter about officiating, and usually not in a good light. So you tell me, what do you think qualifies as a well-officiated game these days?
You know, BA, that's an interesting question. I think first and foremost, the job of officiating in the high-speed action of the NBA is incredibly different. But the bottom line is, we in the NBA have the best officiating in all of professional sports. 95% of the time they get it right. A few times they may get it wrong, and we tend to dwell on that. But by and large, these are the best, in my opinion.
making a switch here. Johnson's checked in.
With the offense wheeling, coach has to get these guys on the same page.
And to me, they're just taking too many tough shots. And when they do get an easy one, the confidence just isn't there.
Now here's
Pass Richardson. Pass to half hold.
Horford finds Richardson.
He comes back by Richardson. The clock is 6 minutes on a single minute. Another miss with the 76ers.
Nothing to show for it.
And here's Richardson.
And here's Richardson.
Harris on the wing.
Harris on the wing.
But he recovers it.
But he recovers it. And there he goes. Offensive board. This is so tough. Fire the three. The Sixers with another one from DC Deeps with the break. Pass to Russell. And it's going to be a traveling violation.
That's a big mistake.
Some changes for Minnesota. Lehman comes in for Okogie. And it's Culver in for Beasley. We've got 1:48 left to play in the third quarter.
We got 2 minutes left before the fourth quarter comes out.
Shoots over Culver. Burke's no good.
That's no good. By the Clover.
Yeah, that one's good.
And there's another good.
Lead by 5.
I'll tell you, they come out of the locker room, they are a step slow on the defensive end. What you love about Jarrett Culver,
The Philadelphia 76ers need a timeout.
he's big enough if he gets into the paint. If he's got you on his hip, he can get right to the cup.
And I mean, yes, so exactly. And at least for you guys, then there will be tender switch 2. Tender switch 2. There's tender switch 2, okay? There will be a tender switch 2, this one. It's gonna be a pre-order June the 5th, 2025. They have compatible with this game 120 frames per second, LCD high dynamic range support. You got this Joy-Cons has used it like a mouse. Nice.
Yeah, they're hoping to turn things around with this timeout.
Yeah, this is why you hate to lose momentum. It can be hard to get it back.
Pass to Harris. Down low.
Here comes Harris. Here's Brooks.
Shot clock at 6. Now here's Embiid. Fades away.
He is fade away.
Embiid's
Into points.
Guy over 7 feet and beat the jump shot is ridiculously smooth. So unfair for the Knicks.
Here's Clover. Pass to Johnson. Here's Reed. That's what I say. Oh ho ho!
You have to at least try to protect the rim.
They're just too slow to react. Or to sleepwalk through possessions. What's going on out there?
Here's Russell.
Takes it inside. Rebound by the 76ers.
Rebound on the 76ers.
Feel like this guy needs to find a way to get himself going.
cross. Here's Korkmaz. Good work defensively by Russell.
I'll tell you, everything went right in terms of execution. He just can't get it to go.
The third quarter comes to a close.
The third quarter is come to close. And then coming into fourth quarter, the final one. So we got 4 points and you only got 2 points.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far. With this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. The Sixers trailing. Horford and Embiid are up front. Heading the backcourt, it's Simmons and Richardson. And it's time for in at the small forward position. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Pass to Beasley.
Pass to Beasley.
Rebound by Simmons.
Okay, rebound by the Simmons. So got the 30% so far.
Outside Tabo.
Outside tablet.
5 to shoot. Goes to the reverse layup.
Yeah, go with the verse.
Bibles got his first 2 points of the night.
His nimbleness makes him a unique threat at the rim.
High post Towns.
Pass to Towns.
Pass to Okogie.
Pass to Okogie. Boy, this is so like.
Here's Richardson. And so he draws the foul.
And he draws the foul.
And he makes a first. And he can't hit the second.
And can't hit the second.
Good defense here. That trip to the line helped and hurt.
Ooh, once again.
Ooh, yeah. That.
On the wing, Richardson. Pass to Embiid.
Pass to NB.
They tie it up.
They tie him.
The kick out to Richardson.
Just up to Richardson. Here he comes.
Second shot opportunity. Embiid gets the ball.
Indeed.
Today. This basket gets out.
The Timberwolves have gone 0 for 3 in this quarter. Good. Here's their Gomez.
It's Angel and Gomez. It comes to Russell. That's on the screen. Oh, wait.
Outside Russell.
Outside Russell. Beasley.
It's a 3. The 76ers have gone 2 of 3 to open the fourth quarter. Outside Simmons. Pass to Embiid. Stolen by Russell.
Slow by Russell.
Just over 2.5 minutes played now.
2.5 minutes later. Beasley.
Back to Russell.
It was back to Russell. 5 minute shot clock.
Philadelphia grabs the miss.
Yeah, Philadelphia grabbed the miss.
They've been dominating the boards tonight. Yet it's still a close game. Here's Horford.
And a foul, another one.
Takes 2 from the free throw line.
Well, Al Horford, one of the most respected veterans in this league. Why? Well, he's unselfish, and it's always about teamwork.
Tobias Harris checked in for the Sixers. Horford hits them both. The Timberwolves trail. Pass to Hernan Gomez. Back to Russell. Here's Towns.
It's Towns.
Outside Russell.
Outside Russell.
And he gets that one.
Well, he had trouble making shots in the first period, but rounding into himself here in the second.
Simmons.
He missed the passing loop to Indeed.
Outside Richardson.
So outside Richardson.
Here's Embiid.
Sabi.
Rebound Minnesota.
Rebound by the Minnesota.
Number 12 here already in the game.
Here's Russell.
Simmons against Russell.
You've got to find a way to get yourself going some other way because hoisting from three is not the answer.
Here's Harris. Yes. And that's Simmons with the assist. And the 76ers lead by 2.
Zero rim protection. Unforgivable in a tight ball game like this.
You know, we talked about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Here's Okogie. Now on Gomez. Clock at 6.
Up to 6.
Still Okogie.
Still Kogi.
For Harris. Rebound by Embiid. Embiid got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Outside Simmons. To the paint.
The paint.
Embiid runs it down.
For sure, that you didn't slam the ass.
Don't blame him with the score this tight. You cannot take a chance here. Minnesota shooting just around 36%. Not the best execution. Russell against Simmons.
Well, seems like just a little bit of the last touch. That's when he normally converts.
To the inside. Embiid. And Embiid runs it down.
He's just an aggressive finisher there inside.
Hey, when you got a bounce like that, you feel like you can take on anybody. Now here's Russell. Over Simmons. Off the left rim and out.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end. Certainly, he cannot buy a bucket right now.
Here's Simmons. Pass to Harris.
Pass to Harris.
Fade away. That shot missing. And Minnesota the other way with it now.
First clean look they have. I mean, they gotta take it.
And they've got to be efficient with the clock. Quick score, quick foul.
And he's going to the line for
Yes, going on the line.
Exactly. He was going up.
The officials were right on top of that one.
So the first one drops, and that brings him within 5. And good on the second, so he makes them both. 19 seconds left in the fourth, and they committed an intentional foul.
No.
We'll see another one of those, so they get into the penalty.
Yeah, and that was a smart move. I mean, you have to foul right there. You just don't want them to run out the clock.
And so they foul intentionally.
Yeah, another foul.
First free throw's good, and that puts him up 5. And he's unable to get the second one. Time called here. The Timberwolves decide to talk it over. That's 5. 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
No doubt. They've got to get a quick fucking here.
They need to score. They need to do it quickly, but it is still possible here.
Yeah, and it's not surprising. You've actually gone at the defense inside throughout the entire game. Just showing the D no mercy whatsoever. Constantly feeding him the ball, clearing out, and letting him do his thing.
Now the Timberwolves with it, trailing by 5. Russell against Simmons. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
And another foul.
He gets the first, and that increases the lead to 6. And so he drops them both, and it's a 7-point game. Timeout call, the Timberwolves. They're trailing by 7. 7 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. All right, guys, what do you think?
Too little, too late. Even the change won't save them now.
Well, I think he might just want to remind these guys, hey, let's finish the game the right way.
Seven seconds left in the fourth quarter here.
So this one is the Philadelphia 76ers.
They didn't make it easy.
Right.
At the end of the day, everyone on their side is happy.
Yeah, happy indeed. The momentum shifted away from them a few times, especially early on. But give these guys credit for sticking with the game plan and finishing the job.
And that about wraps it up. For Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our 2K team, this is Brian Anderson signing off. We'll see you next time.